Nobody else's auto. Time for some Toy Tuesday. Norma's here with us, ready to go tonight. We got some cool stuff tonight. You guys have been hanging out with us for a while. Saw a couple weeks ago. I got a whole bunch of stuff at an auction. Jim's here with us. So we've got some of those toys. I bought a little bit of everything at that auction. I got toys, I got cans, I got a sign, I got a little bit of everything that we love all in one auction. So it was a good day. But like I said, a lot more stuff that we're going to get through tonight. License plates, all that cool stuff. So we'll start off tonight. Brian's here with us with a couple of the flats of toys, of small toys, as well as a super cool swamp cooler that I got that day. So swamp coolers are always neat accessories, super hard to find. Mike from Texas is here with us. So we're going to check that swamp cooler out as well. I've got one that I'm keeping that I've already got. This one I'll probably sell. Some of these toys I'm going to sell or may end up either in the surprise boxes on Sunday nights or they might be at the Sunday night auctions. So a few I'm going to keep. A few of them will probably end up in your guys' hands sometime over the next month or two. So Peter's here from down under. Looks like we got a few on with us. We'll go ahead and flip the camera around and start digging through a couple boxes of these toys. Kind of some cool stuff. Pretty excited about it. Of course, I always get excited about toys. Who doesn't get excited about toys? So let's go ahead and turn things around here, shoot down at the table, and start digging through some of these boxes. Randy's here with us. Big Job made it. Guy the Car Guy's here. A lot of familiar faces on with us already right out of the gate. Bill Wagaman's here. Running late racing down in Florida. Dispatch Brian made it. Pete's on with us. Good chunk of the gang's here tonight. So let's go ahead and start checking out some of these toys. BW is here. The first flat we've got is these are primarily cars and trucks. There's a few tractors mixed in, so we'll just start doing some digging. We'll just grab right off the top. Check this one out. This is, what kind of tractor is it? I don't even know if it says. This is a Hubley. Jason's here. Hope you're feeling good. Better, Jason. Hope Big Job's doing well. Hope Brian's feeling good this week. This is a little Hubley plastic orange tractor. Wheels are there intact. Not big into toy tractors, but this is a pretty nice little piece. Little tilty front end like a lot of tractors actually had back in the day. Cement Surfer's here with us. Gray Kitty's in the office. That was one of the Tiger Kitties that was running around. So I'm out in the shop right now. And we'll just grab the other tractor while we're here. This is actually a model of a Minneapolis Moline. We see the MM on it. This is a metal tractor. Tires, wheels here. Pretty decent piece, actually. Got the farmer sitting back here ready to go do some work. So, a couple of cool pieces there. This little truck here, you look at this and you say, oh, that's probably not that old. Well, this is the type of stuff that I remember as a kid, which is kind of crazy, is now 40 years old. This was an Amoco tanker truck. I don't know if it's got a name on it or not. It's a Tootsie on this Amoco tanker. In fact, I ought to grab a tape measure so we can kind of put some of this stuff into perspective here as we're going through some of these toys. This one's about 3 3/4 of an inch long, so. Let's check out these little tankers. I believe these are all Tootsies as well. Roger's here. And these are small. I think these are Tootsies, probably 60s or 70s era. There again, we got Bill on with us, so he'll be able to clarify some of this if I'm wrong on some of these. These are essentially all the same truck, just different colors. And like I said, these are a much smaller toy. Barely over 1.25 inches. There's a dumb cat right there. Hey, dum-dum. Oh, he heard one of the other cats. He's got to check that out. So these little Tootsies, they're again not super fancy or super high dollar, but still cool little piece of the rubber tires, rubber or plastic. That's right, they fit in a kid's pocket. I believe they're plastic. They seem to be plastic tires and wheels. They feel pretty hard, so they're not, I don't think they're an actual rubber. plastic tires and wheels on these little cast Tootsie tankers. Now this next pair of tankers, these are also Tootsies, and it is a almost matched set. And these are actually cab overs. And these are kind of cool little tankers. Both red, but one of them has a silver grill and a silver tank. Other than that, they're the same toy. These are Tootsies. And these are about 3 inches long. So those are nice pieces too. Another Tootsie, this actually is dated 1969 on this little fire truck. The fire chief almost looks like an FC type Jeep layout, dated 1969 on the bottom, Tootsie Toy Company. A few scuffs and scratches, but still has the original stickers and everything on it. So, yeah, lots of cool pieces in this. Lots of little stuff, but that's okay. It's kind of neat. Check out some more tankers. Actually, one tanker, one hook and ladder. These are actually both Renwalls. I love Renwalls. I've been a fan of Renwalls for a long time. These are about the same size as the Tootsies. Right around 3 inches. These are all plastic. The Renwalls were all plastic. We see this one says gas and oil and hook and ladder for the fire truck. Once again, these were a basic one-piece cast plastic vehicle. Plastic wheels. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it inside there where it says Renwall on it. So I've been a fan of Renwalls for a long time. I've got several of them. Always excited to get Renwalls. They had a lot of cool stuff. I don't think they quite get a lot of the recognition they deserve for as cool as I think the pieces were. But I am definitely a Renwall fan. Yeah, probably early 50s. That's what I would guess. And the Renwall tow truck. At least I think it's a Renwall. No, I think it says a different name on it, but I can't make it out. This is a little bit bigger. Plastic tires and wheels on a one-piece cast body. Obviously, the boom is separate. This is a little bit larger at almost 4 inches on this piece. And we see the boom sticking out the back. Definitely probably late 30s, early 40s design on the truck cab. So kind of a cool piece there as well. And then obviously this is a newer piece. It is an Erdl. Of course, I say newer. It's probably 80s. I do not have the tractor for it, just the tanker on this mobile tanker. Does still have landing gear and the mobile stickers. One more piece in this box. Not sure what this is supposed to be. It does say made in USA. Looks like an Auburn piece, but did not say Auburn on it. But looks like a multitude of different cars, actually. We've got rear quarter panels and fins similar to a Cadillac Eldorado. The front of the car almost looks like a 57 Cadillac as well. However, it's got this big spare tire looking thing similar to an Imperial on the trunk of it. So I think it was the styling is why they didn't have wheel wells in a lot of those. Because that was kind of the Art Deco styling of that day. This piece here has the people inside of it. Like I said, it looks like an Auburn piece, but I do not see a brand name on it. It just says made in USA on the bottom of it. Yellow wheels. Yeah, that's right. You could put that mobile tanker on a train, that's for sure. On this little Cadillac-esque piece, and this is more of a rubber type piece. And it is about 5 3/4 long. Imperialac, there you go. That's a good way to put it. I guess that kind of covers all the bases. That's true. So let me box these up, and then we're going to get into another box of toys. Yeah, you can put it in like a diorama scene. That's true. Bill says, yes, that was an Auburn. Okay, that's kind of what it looked like to me. Now, the next batch of toys, some of these are definitely earlier. However, a few of them are a little rougher, but there's some great stuff in here. I'm pretty excited about this box. Starting off with this Army truck. This says made in the USA, also probably an Auburn piece, I am guessing. Big old Army truck, kind of similar to look like almost a Power Wagon or a G506 military truck. Covered on the back, open in the rear. This is missing one wheel on this particular truck. But other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. It's not busted up or broken. It is kind of a rubber piece. That's right, Cement Surfer, we're getting into some oldies now. About 5.5 inches long on this one on the old Army truck. This little piece here is a Tootsie. This thing would have been amazing. It's a little bit rough, and it had rubber tires because they're gone. But this was would have been an amazing Tootsie. And maybe Bill know a little bit more about this to kind of let us in on a little more info. A early 30s open car, or like a limousine type car, it is a Tootsie. But man, this thing would have been so cool. We see these wheels and they have grooves on them like it was set up for actual rubber tires, which are long gone. Even on the spare, on the rear, set up the same way. Shows the open driver's compartment, had a closed passenger compartment, had Landau bars on it. This thing would have been super cool. It is missing the grill as well. I actually kind of want to do a little bit of research on this thing, try to figure out what it is. I almost kind of want to try to find a nicer one because this thing is such a neat piece. And I think it's a pretty early Tootsie. About 3 3/4 long on that one. And another Tootsie that there again I think is fairly early. And like I said, maybe Bill can let us in on some more info on these. This is another earlier Tootsie on a C-Cab Mac. Jason tried to buy a bomb the other night. Well, I got 2 bombs. Too bad you didn't get yours. Maybe you'll get one the next time. But this is also an early Tootsie. Same type of wheels, where it would have had rubber on these wheels, I believe. We can see it says Tootsie on the bottom of it, made in the USA. We see the front of it. The cats are getting wound up. We have the Mac symbol on the front of this. Has kind of the sloped nose that these early chain drive style Macs had with the C-Cab. That's right, a plumbing O-ring would probably work just about right on those wheels, that's for sure. I don't know if this was meant to be like a tractor and a trailer would have hooked here, or if there was an attachment on the back of this particular piece. But once again, a pretty unique and I believe a fairly early Tootsie. I think Frank's here with us. I think both of these are probably the similar era early Tootsies. But there again, I'm not an expert. Maybe Bill knows a little bit more about them than I do. One more kind of a hard rubber type car. I believe this is probably an Auburn as well. Yeah, another Auburn piece. It looks really great other than it's missing the front tires and wheels. But it's so super cool. Yeah, Pete's digging those early Tootsies. I thought they were pretty neat. Check this thing out. This is an Auburn, one of the hard rubber Auburns, some sort of a 20s or 30s era race car. This thing is super cool. It's not busted up. It's just missing the front axle and front 2 tires and wheels. We look at the wheels and tires that are on it. It has the spokes on it like they would have been big wire spoke wheels. Driver's still there. We still see the Auburn on it. We still see the grill. We see the hood vents. It even has the exhaust coming down the side just like a race car would have. Army truck's just like is reminiscent of a Liberty truck. Saw it in the Marine Corps History Museum in Quantico, so that clarifies a little bit of that. And this Auburn is almost 6 inches. So that's a pretty cool piece. One more metal car, once again, missing axles, which I would imagine we can probably find. I haven't had time to look. This thing is awesome. It has one chip in it. And it is what I believe to be a very, very early Hubley. And this thing is cool. Check this speedster out. It's got like gills up here. It's got fins in the back. It's got a big sloping aerodynamic nose. It's got a big hood ornament on it. It's got one chip over here. It's got a big fin on this side. It's missing the fin over here, but it's even got fins right here. This thing is super cool. I don't know much about it. Like I said, it is an early Hubley. It says Hubley cast right in it in here. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a shark car or what it was, but Randy's digging it. It is neat. It is super neat. It is cast iron. And like I said, I have not done any research on any of these things yet. They just came in, a week and a half ago. That's the Flash Gordon Land Speed car. Yeah, I've actually got that car as well, the 10 Flash Gordon. But I just thought this thing was really cool. Once again, right at 6 inches long on this cast iron Hubley. We got 3 more toys to look at, and these are all the hard rubber type toys. Early hard rubber. These are pretty hard rubber now, but they were kind of a soft formed rubber. This one actually says the Sun Rubber Company. And they've held up pretty well. This particular one does not have axles or wheels in it, but it is a super cool design. This was an old stake truck, kind of an aerodynamic, 30s looking era stake truck. Like I said, we can see the axles are gone. It did say the Sun Rubber Company right here. I doubt you guys will be able to make that out, but we'll check it out and see. But this era of cars, these things are super cool. There's a guy in Fenton, Michigan, Julian Thomas, sells parts for Hubleys. I'll have to check that out. But some of these things are just so cool this was early experimental, kind of a rubber type mold, which gave them a lot of flexibility to do a lot of cool things. We can see the trim on the sides with like the rocket shaped things on the side of this thing. The stake bed actually flowed with the body of the car. John's here with us. Or truck, I guess, in this particular instance. So really neat what they could do with the design on these toys with this rubber type compound they had back then. The next one is the exact same thing, all the way down to where it's actually missing the axles as well. Also a Sun Rubber Company, and this thing is super cool. Check this one out. Big, huge sloping design. These blue areas are actually raised areas in the roof to follow it all the way down. Anthony's here. Airflow style nose on this thing. Yeah, the first Ute, that's right. Flowed all the way back to the back on that design, streamline type design. Two-tone colors on this. Even had the windows painted silver. That's right, it's kind of a hot rod bus. But super cool pieces. These little Sun Rubber Company pieces, they're right at 4 inches. They're both right at 4 inches. Numero uno's here. So these things, they're hard to find really nice because they didn't hold up. But these two are in pretty decent shape. So this stuff all came from an auction. This stuff was all auction stuff. And there were multiple collections at the auction, so. Another one of these hard rubber cars from that era. This one I have not found a name brand on. It is also missing one wheel, but this thing is awesome. Oh, plus the guy's decapitated. We're missing his head. But this thing is so cool. Check this one out. I thought they did an amazing job with this piece. The lines come literally all the way down the side of the car. Obviously, we had a driver here who's now missing a head. Boat tail type rear design. Had a silver streak following the body line. They didn't even get the silver streak dead on square. But once again, one of these hard rubber, molded type hard rubber pieces, probably from the late 30s, I'm guessing maybe. Not sure, but a super cool piece. And this is a little bit bigger. This one is 6.5. I think these were probably machine painted, actually. I think this was kind of a pattern that the car, I think it probably just got off in the mold when they shot it. I think these were machine painted is what I would guess. You can see probably what would have supposed to have been the handbrake over here on the side. So neat piece. One more toy. That's right, he ran under the guardrail. That's true. That's probably what happened to him. One more toy that we're going to look at yet tonight. And my favorite. It's missing one piece, which I'm really bummed about, but I've got to see if I can get it. Now, if you guys remember, I just told you I'm a big fan of toys called Renwalls. Renwall stuff was always plastic. It wasn't always true to scale, so to speak, by any means. So you need to bear that in mind whenever we talk about Renwall cars. A lot of times they weren't true to scale, but they were so cool and they did such an amazing job with the design. And that's what we've got here. That's right, listen to the head and the steering wheel, true. Actually, the steering wheel is there, believe it or not, because there's his hands and there's the steering wheel. It's just right on the edge of it. So it's a good point to bring up, Peter, though, but it actually still is there. So my favorite toy that I got out of this deal is a Renwall, and it is a super cool tanker. Check this thing out. Gasoline, Super X on each side of the tank. Now, like I said, this stuff isn't always to scale. Look how tiny the cab is versus the front end. Check this out. Doors opened, but that gives away the secret of what I'm missing. I'm missing the other door. Jim says late 40s. Yep, I think that's right. The door handle actually turns. Awesome nose on these things. That's right, the front fenders alone are amazing. That's true. But I'm missing this door, which really stinks. It does have a door on the rear of the tanker, once again with a working door handle. I say working, it just flips around. But it actually opens up as well. And we even have the spout inside of there. Now, I assume this chassis was probably also used for a dump truck, because the bed actually tilts on it. Obviously, no reason to really tilt a tanker, but I'm guessing they probably just use the same chassis for a dump truck with a different bed. Like I said, I think it's right. I think it's in the 40s. And yeah, the colors are amazing. All the tires and wheels are there intact. The bed actually comes off. Hooks right back on there. Oh, look, it's even got a little hole for the spout. I don't know if you guys can make it out or not, but it does say Renwall right across here. Jim was a fan of Renwalls. That's right, maybe it's an inline 12. Good point, Jeff. And it also says Renwall up in here. And then, of course, the gasoline and the Super X both on the top. So this one is a little bit bigger as well. Number one, got a 77 Kinder Smash Up Derby. Sweet. About 7.5, bumper to bumper. Does have full bumpers on this thing, front and back. We have this coming all the way around the back here, as well as a full front bumper. Neither one of them broken off. Great colors, beautiful piece. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Renwalls, and I've got several, and I'm always excited to add Renwalls to the collection. So was really excited about this particular piece here as well. One more thing to check out. Swamp cooler. Everybody loves swamp coolers. Check this thing out. A bullet type swamp cooler. This is a General brand. It is dented some, but it does still have the sticker on it. General Air Conditioning Corporation. It's dented right here and it's dented right there. It's not rusted out. It's original paint. It's original finish. Still has the cap on it. The air deflectors still adjust. Still has the knob here. Still has the guts down inside of it, if you guys can see or not. I'm not an expert on these swamp coolers. I've only had a handful of them over the years. However, this is the first bullet style swamp cooler that I've ever had. Big round bullet on the front of it. Or on the back of it, I guess, actually. So, kind of excited about that piece as well. Still has the screen on the front of it, plus the trim ring up here. We'll need taken apart, cleaned up, serviced, try to get the dents worked out of it. But still, super cool piece. That's correct, guys. Those are the ones that mount on the outside of the window. It hit some very big bugs, yeah. Looks like they dropped it or something. But I think a lot of that can be worked out, especially with all the original paint on this piece. You know, that's all the original finish on it. This stuff's, you know, a good metal guy could work a lot of that out. Same back here, then polish this ring up and make a pretty nice piece with original condition finish on it. So I haven't really done anything with it. I bet a lot of these scratches would polish out, straighten the dents, polish that paint up, and that would be a super awesome looking original type swamp bullet style swamp cooler. No, you don't see these every day. Like I said, I've only had a handful of swamp coolers. Out of all the cars and all the parts that I buy, I've probably had 4 or 5 of these total. So you don't find them very often. And I've never had a bullet one. They got knocked off at the drive-in. Now that's a possibility as well. So I've never actually had a bullet style. So I'm a little bit, it's an air conditioner. You put water in them and air would run through it, and you hook this on the window and it blew inside the car. Yeah, that's right. Give it to a dent doctor guy, could probably work a lot of that out. So kind of a cool piece. Like I said, I don't know a ton about them. I've only had a handful of them over the years and have never had the bullet style. And I don't think I've ever had a General brand one. But neat piece, pretty cool, kind of excited about it. But like I said, it's probably not one I'm going to keep. I've got another one that we're going to keep in case we ever wanted to put one on a car. So this one I will probably end up selling. So yeah, you have to explain to them. And that's what these were. This was prior to air conditioning. You could put water in them. I think some of them you could put ice in them. You could fill them up. Hung this on the front of the car. Air blew in here across the water or ice. And then this literally hung on the window. And this air came out here. The cooler air came out here as you were driving down the road. That's what you had. I didn't realize. I apologize. I should have been a little more clear about what they were. But that's how they operated. Like I said, they're pretty rare. I mean, I obviously have a few thousand cars in the yard, buildings of parts. I've been to hundreds of swap meets, hundreds of auctions, and I think this is the 4th one that I've ever owned. So definitely not something that you see every day. So that's right. Then that's one thing Shopcat lowriders love them, and a lot of guys that have those old cars, late 40s, early 50s era. They're a great-looking accessory on any of them at a car show. But you're right, the lowriders, they absolutely freak out about them. So that's right, cool air supposedly comes out. So, for whatever it was worth at that time. So, but that's what you had. But cool accessories, hard to find. This one, like I said, a few dents, but hey, it's original paint, still has the original sticker on it. I mean, these are tough to find, period. But finding one in original paint with original decals, original knob, things like that, that's almost unheard of. So, neat piece. So anyway, that's what we've got for you tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good candidate for a giveaway. Yeah, that'd be an awful lot of raffle tickets. But that's what we've got for tonight. Like I said, we've still got a lot of stuff from those auctions. I got a GM clock. I got license plates. I got cans. I don't know, there's more stuff over there. So would that match the color on the car? No, this was the factory finish that these came in. Some guys will paint them to match their car, but these were an aftermarket accessory that, you know, this was a Western Auto type piece. You bought them off the shelf and put them on your car. So they were not paint to match unless somebody did custom paint them. This is just how it would have hung just on the car, just like that. So anyway, Jim had fun tonight. Glad you enjoyed it. And like I said, we got a lot more stuff coming up. Oh, I got magazines, cans, license plates. Yeah, 180 to 800. Yeah, that's a lot of these are in that $800 to $1,000 range is typically where a lot of these fall. So that's kind of the ballpark of where they typically end up at. That's what I've gotten out of the other ones I've sold in the past. So but they're again, you don't see them very often, and you definitely don't see original paint, original decals very often on them. So, but Roger liked it. Randy's here with us. So like I said, a lot more stuff coming up from the auction. We just, like I said, look how long it took us tonight just to get through a couple boxes of toys in the swamp cooler. And we still got, like I said, the plates, the magazines, the cans, the GM's clock. I mean, lots of cool stuff. So that's a lot more stuff coming up on Toy Tuesdays. And always things happening around here that never seems to end. But that's good because that means we get to keep hanging out talking about cool stuff. So anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. I hope you guys caught the video on the 84 C10 last night. What else is coming up? I've got some stuff from my buddy's yard. I've still got new inventory we haven't shared with you. 50 Chevy pickups, 64 Corvair. I think I got that video in the can yet. The 69 Charger, we haven't shown you that video yet. I got some stuff here we haven't done videos on yet. The 76 Le Mans Sport Coupe, 64 LeSabre, 69 Riviera. So we got a lot more cool stuff coming up. I bought a few more cars today. Get that stuff drug in today, and then we'll get into that. Norma had fun. John had fun. Glad you guys enjoyed it tonight. So we'll get you some more content up this week. And then, of course, 7 o'clock Sunday night, we're going to do a shortened version of Sunday Night Chat. The big games on this weekend. And I know not everybody cares, but I know some people do want to watch it. So we're going to do an abbreviated episode. We'll still get on. We'll still hang out for a while. We'll do, we'll talk about current events. We'll do a promo. We'll do some badges and emblems. But we're not going to do auctions or magazine. We'll put that off until next week, which means the auction pile is going to be really, really good in a week and a half. So you guys got a week and a half to save up for that. We'll get some cool stuff in that auction as well. So, and we'll have some more fun. Like I said, shortened version Sunday night, but we'll get on and hang out for a while. And we'll get some more stuff up this week. Appreciate you guys swinging by. Glad you guys like the toys. I know I like the toys. That's why I had to buy them. But I guess that's part of my addiction. But thanks for swinging by tonight and hanging out. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up this week. And we'll see you 7 o'clock Sunday night for Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching, everybody.